I'm seeing an increasing volume of disastrous first dates and lack of results that men are attaining on first dates due to lack of experience, but also incredibly importantly, lack of self-understanding, lack of self-worth, and lack of self-confidence. Now, this is not completely and utterly replicable in your life directly, but I do want you to listen very carefully, understand and take components of it that you can relate into your life personally. This is the coffee shop hack. It is a hack that has created an abundance of success within my personal dating life, and I'm going to talk you through exactly what it is. First and foremost, the important thing to know is we are trying to attain a 45-minute and a $10 date, not because of financial resources or lack of, but because we are prioritizing the importance of authenticity, energy, and intention on our first date. I am not crazy mad at any girl that says she wants a dinner date for the first date. I would just push back and say, what are the important components for you for a first date? For me, it's time investment, energy investment, and authenticity, and thereon intention, the ability to actually communicate, understand, engage, and create a vibe and an energy between you and the girl. And for me, when there's no waiter, no food, nothing in the middle of you, it allows a better opportunity to do that. So if you are at the top of your game or on the way to being an incredibly charismatic and authentic person, then this is going to work really efficiently for you. If you're a virgin and you still want to take girls to bowling, then it might be good to practice, but definitely be aiming to come out of that and be able to, whether you're a millionaire or not, woo a girl with a 45-minute, $10 cup of coffee. The coffee shop hack is very important to do with structure, which starts actually on the approach. When you physically cold approach the girl, which all of you should be able to do and should be doing consistently with abundance. When you approach a girl at some point within the conversation, probably towards the latter end, towards the close, you're gonna ask the girl very subtly, what's your coffee order, or what coffee do you drink? And if she rejects the question and says something like, oh, I don't drink coffee, I hate coffee, I drink matcha or tea, no problem, absolutely perfect. Just understand what her coffee order is, because you are gonna utilize that with the close. And you're gonna close her by saying, oh, well, I know the best coffee shop in the area, whether you be in London, New York, or Athens. I know the best coffee shop in the area, but I've never taken anyone there before, and I'd love to show you it. Something along them lines, which creates an area of authenticity. You want to make her feel special, which we're going to touch on and come on to later in the video. This is how you're going to set it up. Then on the close, you're going to make it make sense, which is what we always say. And you're going to say to her, well, I'm going to take you on that coffee, so I need to text you the time and the place. Instead of asking her directly for her number, you're now proposing the date that you've kind of already verbally agreed on, and therefore you putting your phone number into her phone or vice versa is a necessity for that to happen, therefore making it make sense. Divide and conquer is an incredible phrase that here correlates to the fact that you'll text a variety of women, some of which you will propose a coffee date to, and some of which will turn around and say, you want to take me on a coffee date? No thanks, or go away, or wow, disgusting, blah, blah, blah. For me, this is the divide. We need to separate girls who are actually worth our level of time and energy and girls that aren't. And for me, girls that turn their noses up bluntly, stubbornly, and rudely at a coffee date, or the idea of a coffee date, which incorporates your time and energy, are not worth our time, because their intentions are quite often wrongly placed. And that's okay. And that's the incredibly important thing about building abundance in our lives. We need to have and understand the power of saying no to things that don't align with our intentions, our integrity, and our future. The setup is very important. First and foremost, I'm going to take you through the first DM rule, which is utilize the cold approach, utilize your approach on her and the situation that you created, and maintain the energy through the DMs, which means when you start to DM her, you want to almost give her a flashback to your interaction, which was so authentically charismatic, and feed her that source of energy again. And within that, you can very easily bring up the coffee conversation or the coffee talk or the understanding that you have intentions to take her for a date. Therefore, We want to have high energy in our texts, in our DMs, whatever it may be. And we want to have a quick close, which means we want to put the date in the calendar 2 or 3 days from it. I definitely wouldn't recommend next day or making your time too accessible. However, a fairly efficient date, again, putting in the calendar for kind of 2-3 days in advance, or that weekend if it be you working a 9 to 5 and her also, would be an efficient thing to do. In terms of location, and this is the location as to where we're going to find the coffee shop, this beautiful coffee shop that only we know, that we've never taken another girl to. And hopefully in your area, wherever it is you live, you would eventually find this coffee shop and you will repeat and use it for all of your dates, which can be a really, really good indicator to allow yourself to be comfortable and settled within that environment and focus on building authenticity, being present within the date and creating good energy between you. Unique experience. The first date is all about creating a unique experience for yourself and the beautiful lady that you are taking out. It doesn't matter where you are. It does not matter what you do, and it does not matter how much you spend. If you can create a unique experience and make her feel special, she will appreciate $0, $100, and $1,000 exactly the same. If anything, she can appreciate $0 to $10 with a unique experience. She's going to value you, your time and your energy higher than she would value maybe other things that would come into play when you're spending $100, $200, $500, $1,000 on a first date. The second thing that's important about the location is not taking her to an organic coffee shop like your Starbucks, your Cafe Nero, your Pret a Manger, etc. The reason being is, as I said to you previously, you're proposing to her that what makes this so special is 2 things. First of all, you're showing her the best coffee shop in the area. And second of all, it's a special coffee shop that you specifically love and you're showing her and you haven't showed anyone else. You're putting her in a position to feel special, essentially. And all women love to feel special. This is going to be a huge indicator as to whether you can proceed with a high success rate onto second dates. The date in itself. Now we're going to break down the actual date in itself. And this is a very broad overview of what it looks like. If we want to be incredibly intricate, I could stand here and talk about it for 4 hours and tell you all of my experiences and how much success I've had. 45 minutes experience. I want you to stop looking at it like a first date and start looking at it like an experience. From the minute she sits down, and I'm going to talk to you via the structure of the date, what needs to happen. First and foremost, within the pre-game or the setup, you need to know what her coffee is, what coffee she drinks, so that you're going to arrive 2 or 3 minutes before the proposed time. You're going to order the coffee so that when she arrives, it's going to be there, ready and waiting for her. If she wants a hot coffee, order it extra hot so that when she comes, it's still at a good temperature to drink. Or if she wants an iced one, then it's going to be fine because it's going to sit there cold regardless. Of course, it would be appreciated if she turned up on a fairly reasonable time scale, but having that coffee there for her sets the mood and the intention for the rest of the day. 3 things. It puts her in her feminine energy. She doesn't have to decide, she doesn't have to think, she doesn't have to do things that are just getting done for her. Feminine energy and also submissive energy, which is great. It also gives her the mindset that you are thinking about her and you are paying her attention, which ironically makes her feel special, which is a really important step throughout the dating process. It's something that separates you from the 100 guys that are trying to take her out on a date every day. And third of all, it makes her feel appreciative towards you, meaning that she's already in a greater mindset that she owes you something, quote unquote, and is willing to deliver that through emotional investment. She's sitting down there straight away, ready to give back to you. And that looks in the form of energy, of conversation, of enthusiasm. It's completely and utterly setting the day up for a great scenario. There's no disruptions. You're sitting down, you're locked in. If you're drinking a coffee, you're both boosting your energy levels in the short term. Nothing's in between you, nothing's distracting you. Maybe at worst, the waiter's gonna come out once and ask you, is everything okay? And you're gonna make a joke with him to show her you're a really sociably inclined person. And then you can spend the rest of the date sitting across to this beautiful woman with a strong masculine frame, a large level of assertiveness, a deep level of eye contact, a high level of tension, and communicate authentically. You're gonna smile a lot. You're gonna focus on having a good and creating a good experience for her. And she's gonna remember you from second one as a man who gets shit done, as a man who thinks about her, as a man who's considerate, and as a man who makes her feel special. Again, this is a small overview of how this works. It has generated me insane results, and every single one of those 45 minutes has been appreciated like it was a 5-day dinner date. Like we sat there for 5 days on a 5-star dinner reservation. Just to put the 45 minutes into play very quickly, and I don't want you to overthink this because I don't want you to be sitting there with a stopwatch, but to be aware on the first date of your surroundings, your environment, and your time is very important. The reason I say 45 minutes is usually 45 minutes is the pinnacle of the energy. You've had enough time to build some rapport, to create some sexual energy, sexual tension, and also some tension within your energy, right? Building some form of mutual understanding, humor, laughter together. Once you've done all of this, you'll start to build off of that. And that's around about where the 45-minute, maybe 60-minute mark tends to hit, where she's feeling really comfortable, she's feeling really good, but she doesn't know your whole life story. And the great thing about the first date is she doesn't need to. She just needs to feel special and comfortable around you. Because when she maintains a level of emotional interest in you, but you can refrain from letting her know everything, therefore there's still a strong level of mystery involved, she will be more inclined to want to see you again and emotionally invest more into you via text, after the first date, and via her energy and approach to trying to organize to see you again as soon as possible. And this is where we want her to be. In the psychological headspace of wanting to see us and having a form of enthusiasm towards that. A lot of guys make the mistake of waiting for the date to finish, waiting for the energy to drop, waiting for the conversation to die down, and then leaving. So I want to relay you with this as our final message. Think about all of your favorite Netflix shows that you binged throughout your boring and lonely life. What made you to do that? What made you to always click on next episode? It was the idea of a cliffhanger. It was the idea of more coming, more exciting things coming, something exciting in the future. If all of them shows ended on a down, ended on a low energy, it might not be that we never watch them, but our urgency to want to watch them would drop. Welcome to the world of sales. Welcome to the world of female communication and how girls want to be appreciated and how we want them to emotionally invest so we can proceed with higher levels of success within the realms of dating.